Good afternoon. Welcome to Africa Today. I am Wisdom Onizi. First, the headlines. Federal government pledges to relocate correctional centers. West Africans Benin, Liberia, and Sierra Leone launch malarial vaccination. Egypt rejects displacement of Palestinians into Sinai or any other place, I beg your pardon, President LCC says. And on sport, Flamingos coach names 25 for Burkina Faso clash. Now the news in details. Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunjojo on Thursday said the federal government would relocate a lot of correctional centers to create better space, security, and infrastructure. Tunjojo made the pledge when he visited the Sulejal Medium Security Custodial Center. Recall that 119 inmates escaped from the prison following a rainstorm that damaged the facility on Wednesday. The minister said it was imperative to relocate a lot of the correctional centers to a more conducive environment. Tunjojo said the ministry is already working behind the scene to build a better correctional system, assuring that the incident will never happen again. We have that the president of the Trade Union Congress, TUC, Festus Osifo, has said the much-awaited new minimum wage may not be announced on May 1st. Osifo made this statement while speaking with newsmen on Friday in Abuja. The National Minimum Wage Committee is chaired by former head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Buka Aji, with other members drawn from the federal government and state government, the private sector, as well as organized labor. Vice President Kashim Shettima said the setting up of the Minimum Wage Review Committee is a reaffirmation of President Bola Tinubu's desire to motivate the nation's workforce, which he described as the cornerstone of the administration. Shettima noted that though decisions made to salvage the economy remain inevitable, the federal government is not oblivious to the short-term implications, assuring Nigerians of better days ahead. Let's have that the Ebonyi State Independent Electoral Commission has fixed July 20th, 2024 for the conduct of local government elections. The chairman of the EBSIEC, Josie Eze, said on Thursday that the election are for the 13 local government areas and 171 political wards in the state. Eze stated this during a meeting with chairmen and secretaries of different political parties and heads of security agencies at the Commission's headquarters in Abakaliki, the state capital. He explained that political parties should actively participate in the exercise by coming to the Commission to pick their nomination forms. Indigenes have expressed satisfaction, saying they would vote competent grassroots leader to address their plights. When we return, news from other parts of West Africa. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Now news from other parts of West Africa. We have that Benin, Liberia, and Sierra Leone launched large-scale malaria vaccine programs on Thursday under an African-focused initiative that hopes to save tens of thousands of children's lives per year across the continent. The three West African countries are the largest to participate after successful rollout of routine malarial immunization for children in Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Ghana, Kenya, and Malawi. The World Health Organization approved the vaccine is meant to work alongside existing tools such as bed nets to combat malaria, which in Africa kills nearly 500,000 children under the age of 5 each year. Let's also have you know that Togo will head to the polls on Monday in legislative elections that follow a series of government crackdowns on opposition protest and the passing of a controversial new constitution that could allow the president to stay in power indefinitely. The party of President Faure Gnassingbé has passed a constitution which Gnassingbé himself is yet to sign off on, which would see Parliament elect the president instead of a direct vote by people. Civil society organizations and opposition supporters have condemned the move, calling it anti-democratic, as it would allow Gnassingbé to essentially stay in power indefinitely. Monday's vote will give the opposition a chance to gain more seats in Parliament, which could give them more say or more policy changes, like the passing of a new constitution. Now we move to other parts of Africa after this break. Please stay with us.
We are spreading wider than you can ever imagine. You can now listen to us on Radio Garden and online radio box at BossFM 95.5 or our online stream platform at www.bossfm.ng. Boss FM 95.5 Abuja, we know the news and entertainment. Stay bossed. We are spreading.
Welcome back. Let's have you know that Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi said Thursday his country continues to completely reject the displacement of Palestinians from the Gaza Strip into the Sinai Peninsula. Egypt is concerned an Israeli ground assault on Rafah in southern Gaza would push hundreds of thousands of displaced Palestinians across the border into its territory. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Rafah is Hamas' last remaining stronghold after more than 6 months of war, and that sending in ground troops is essential to defeat the group. Rafah's population has swelled from 280,000 people to an estimated 1.4 million as Palestinians flee fighting as well in Gaza. Hundreds of thousands of those evacuees are living in sprawling tent camps. We also have you know that Somalia government said it had suspended and detained several members of an elite U.S.-trained commando unit for stealing rations donated by the United States, adding that it was taking over responsibility for provisioning the force. The DANAP unit has been a key pillar of U.S.-backed effort to combat the Al-Qaeda-linked militant group Al-Shabaab. The United States agreed in February to spend more than $100 million to build up to 5 military bases for DANAP. Somalia's defense military said in a statement late on Thursday that it had notified international partners of the theft and would share the outcome of its investigation. I beg your pardon. The United States agreed in 2017 to help train and equip the 3,000-strong DANAP to act as a quick reaction strike force against Al-Shabaab. The group has been waging an insurgency against the central government since 2006. Let's also have you know that Kenya's military was deployed on Thursday to rescue victims of heavy rains that have killed dozens of people across East Africa over the past month. At least 45 people have died in the floods in Kenya since March, including 10 since Monday, the Kenya Red Cross said. Large parts of the capital, Nairobi, and other major towns are underwaters, forcing thousands of residents to leave their homes. East Africa was hit by record floods during the last rainy season in late 2023. Scientists say climate change is causing more intense and frequent extreme weather events. Kenya President William Ruto said at a meeting with senior government officials that the military was deploying to help with rescue operations. Meanwhile, his deputy, Ragati Gagwal, said a multi-agency emergency response center would be activated on Thursday afternoon. Up next is business. Please stay with us. Welcome back now to business news. Telecommunications operators in the country have asked for federal government's approval through the Nigerian Communication Commission to raise their tariff. The development came after foreign exchange losses and rising energy costs forced some of the operators to post losses last year. The teleco's proposal to raise their tariff came barely 24 hours after a South African pay television company raised its tariff. On Thursday, the telecom, under the aegis of the Association of Licensed Telecom Companies of Nigeria and the Association of Telecom Companies of Nigeria, issued a joint statement asking government to expedite their approval. The association called on the federal government to facilitate a constructive dialogue with industry stakeholders to address pricing challenges and establish a framework that balances consumers' affordability with operators' financial viability. Let's have you know that South Africa's central bank and government launched a deposit insurance fund on Thursday that will protect individuals' customer cash deposit up to 100,000 rands, that is $5,267 from any bank failure. The Corporation for Deposit Insurance Scheme will formalize how customers' deposits are treated in the unlikely event of a bank failure, Governor Leslie Kangago said at a conference in Johannesburg. The policy has been in the works for over 20 years, but implementation had been delayed until recently. The coverage limit of 100,000 rands fully protects 9 out of 10 depositors in the country, the central bank said. The central bank said the fund will be supported by monthly premiums and loans contribution by members' bank with the aim of reducing the financial burdens on taxpayers. Now, still to come is sports. Stay with us.
This is HillsTV. Quality broadcasting is what we'll bring to you. Now we be this
Welcome back. Now to sport news. The Nigerian Premier Football League (NPFL) will embark on a one-month break after match day 32 fixtures this weekend. The league organizer stated that the 4 weeks holiday became necessary to allow former champions Rivers United include their outstanding matches. Rivers United currently have 5 outstanding matches due to their continental engagement. The Port Harcourt-based side were eliminated from the CAF Confederation following a 2-1 aggregate defeat against USM Algiers in the quarterfinals. Week 32 matches will be concluded this weekend and the league will resume on 25th May 2024. Head coach Bonkale Oluwakerel has invited 25 players to the camp of the Under-17 girls ahead of next month's FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifying fixtures against Burkina Faso. The list includes 4 goalkeepers, 7 defenders, 7 midfielders, and 7 forwards. He led the Flamingos to first ever World Cup bronze medal finish in India last year, saw the girls fired from all cylinders in a 12-0 rout of their counterparts from Central African Republic over 2 legs in Douala and Abuja in the second round of the African qualifying series in February. Both teams will clash in the first leg of these third-round fixtures at the stake 4th August in Ouagadougou on Sunday, 12th May, with the return leg at the Moshood Abiola Stadium, Abuja, on Saturday, 18th May. This year's FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup finals will take place in the Dominican Republic. We also have that DR Congo's TP Mozambique are on a mission to unseat the CAF Champions League defending champions Al Ahly. TP Mozambique will head in check during the first leg of the semi-finals on Saturday at the squad trading section in Cairo. On Thursday, midfielder Augustine Oladipo gave his impression. Defending champions Al Ahly are favourites with home advantage on Friday and are unbeaten in 19 CAF Champions League matches. The winner will face either South Africans Mamelodi Sundowns or Tunisians side Esperance in the finals starting on May 18. And that's your sport news on Africa Today. Stay with us as we move to the rest of the news. Welcome back. Now, the rest of the news. Flooding in Tanzania caused by weeks of heavy rain has killed 155 people and affected more than 2,000 others, the Prime Minister said on Thursday. That is more than double the number of deaths reported 2 weeks ago as the amount of rainfall increases, especially in coastal region and the capital, Dar es Salaam. Prime Minister Qasim told Parliament that the El Nino climate pattern has worsened the ongoing rainy season, causing flooding and destroying roads, bridges, and railways. The East African region is experiencing heavy rains, with flooding also reported in neighboring Burundi and Kenya. In Kenya, 35 people were reported dead as of Monday, and the number was expected to increase as flooding continues across the country. And that's Africa Today, but before we go, here are the headlines again. We told you that federal government pledges to relocate correctional centers. West African, Benin, Liberia, and Sierra Leone launch malaria vaccination. We also told you that Egypt rejects displacement of Palestinians into Sinai or any other place, President El-Sisi said. And on sports, Flamingos coach names 25 for Burkina Faso clash. Remember to visit us on Facebook at HillsTV Abuja, Instagram at HillsTV Abuja, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at HillsTV. I am Wisdom Onisi. Thank you for watching.